Hey, what's up, BSF, beautiful soul family? Um, so today I'm just going to read. I'm just going to read because if I don't just read this today, I'm going to spend the next 3 days editing because that's something that I'm overcoming, is this need for everything to be just right. And I tell you what, it really just keeps me from sharing, from getting the message out. And today I hear Spirit saying, don't do all that. Just speak. Just say what I told you, right? So today I'm gonna read it. That way I don't have to do a whole lot of editing. So I call this this segment "Upset the Setup," and I was given that idea, that title, a couple of years ago, and told that I need to speak on that I need to share ways that we have been set up, conditioned, programmed, okay? And that I needed to share ways that I have upset some of those setups. So I'm doing that. This is Upset the Setup. And today, the setup is doing too much, dimming our light. All right, that's the setup. When you hear the words, you're doing too much, 9 times out of 10, or most and gently, as my grandmama used to say, that's somebody trying to dim your light. That is, and it could be your own self. But where does it come from? That comes from conditioning. That comes from training. And then we play that over and over and over in our mind and our spirit. I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much. Okay? So that's the setup today, doing too much. And we're gonna talk about how to upset that setup. All right. So when I woke up, I'm gonna which do I do first? I'm gonna do this first because this is how it came to me. So I'm just gonna read my journaling after my meditation this morning. I woke up wondering if the video I've been working on for a week is sharing too much. I've been editing it for 3 days. Now I'm in my head about it. I awakened from a dream wherein this man was telling me all about himself, and I was loving his story. He was telling me about his childhood and everything. When I opened my eyes because my phone was doing too much, I had a quick feeling of, you overshare, which is in my natal chart. Who needs to know all that? I laid in my bed for a few and meditated on that thought. I laid there until I came to my full consciousness, awake from meditation, from the subconsciousness. Then I got out of my bed and went to the restroom. After brushing my teeth, I stood in the mirror for a second, staring at myself as I washed and put jojoba oil on my face. Then I heard Diana Ross as Dorothy say, "What am I afraid of? Don't know what I'm made of." First, actually, I asked myself, what are you afraid of, Robin? Then I heard the song. I kept singing that part. Over and over. Then I went to open the curtains. What am I afraid of? I went to open the curtains fell down, and I had to do a little work to put them back up. It just came to me that those are room darkening curtains. They block out all the light. I need them because I often go to bed after sunrise. They fell down. It was a message to me. Let the light shine. Let it shine in. Then I heard, can I go on not knowing? Another line from that song in The Wiz. Dorothy had to step out into the unknown to know herself deeply, fully. She had to conquer her fears. She had to go through a journey to the Emerald City, green, heart chakra, in search of home, only to find that home was herself. And she didn't need to depend on the outside world, a fake whiz, to help her get home. She had the ability to get home on her own. Home was herself. She had to reside, live, be at peace, comfortable in herself. And I wrote Sampa because Sampa the Great, one of my favorite artists, musicians, sings a song with that line, home is myself. So I asked myself again, Robin, what are you afraid of? You know what you're made of. You can't go back to not knowing. It's not possible. Follow the promptings of the Spirit. Be just so you know. Again, today. You'll be fine. You'll be better than fine. You'll be great. Stay on the mission. Shine the light. Demonstrate trust, growth, connection to Spirit. Uplift. Be true to you, which is a tattoo that I have put on my wrist to remind myself. You are unique. You have a unique gift to share, so the BSF can continue to work, can continue the work of transforming our realities. There's no room for fear. You are secure from the inside out. Go. And so I will finish this project and release it to the world because I am being prompted to do so, and I am following the promptings of the Spirit. So then Spirit reminded me that just the other day, my baby, my 8-year-old grandbaby said to me, so backstory, she and I have our own YouTube channel called Just So You Know, So You Know. And we have been for a couple years now creating videos for little children, for families. And we recently created a video and I edited it and posted it, I don't know, 3 weeks ago maybe. And so I asked her, had she watched it yet? And that's this is like the third time I've asked her, have you watched the video? Have you watched the video? And she always says no. So the last time I asked her, she was spending the night with me, and we were doing what we do, making art and watching the New Edition story and talking through stuff. And I said, have you watched our video yet? And she said, no. And I said, you keep telling me you haven't watched it. Is there a reason why you haven't watched it? And she said, Mama, I was doing too much. 8 years old. I said, you were doing too much? What do you mean? And she said, I was just doing too much. I don't like the way I was acting. I don't like the way I was behaving. I don't like, what I was doing. And I said, baby, we were just playing. We were just making a video. We were acting, you know, it was supposed to be fun. I said, so we're going to watch this video together, you and I. And if you don't like it, if you still don't like it, I'll take it down. And she said, okay. So we watched the video, and she was just cracking up laughing. She was laughing, and I was looking at her. And I said, were you doing too much? And she said, no. I said, do you like it? And she said, yeah. I said, okay, so should I leave it up? And she said, yeah. I said, okay. But an 8-year-old is already being conditioned to be less than herself, to dim her light, to shine less brightly. To be less visible. So that's what I wrote here. That's what Spirit gave to me. After I wrote down what I got from a meditation, Spirit gave me that, reminded me of that. Like, so what I get is, again, I say, I'm in my wisdom years. And it's time to share. It's time to shine. It's time, I mean, not that I haven't, you know, used my gifts before, you know, but on a spiritual tip, I have not. I have been kind of laid back, you know, kind of afraid to put it out there, who I've become, you know, the new me. And our children are watching. There's this poem that I love that I can't recite, that I was introduced to this poem when I was studying early childhood education at University of Cincinnati. And it's called Children Learn What They Live. Children learn what they live. I wish I had it right now because I sure would read it. But look it up. Children Learn What They Live. That's the title. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Here it is. Children Learn What They Live. Actually, it's a book. But part of it's been made into a poem. So this is a book by I want to give credit. All right, so let me go back to find whose book it is. Children Learn What They Live is a book by Dorothy Nolt and Rachel Harris. All right, but here's an excerpt that is commonly shared in early childhood spaces. Children learn what they live. If they live with criticism, they learn to condemn. If they live with hostility, they learn to fight. If children live with fear, they learn to be apprehensive. If children live with pity, they learn to feel sorry for themselves. If children live with ridicule, they learn to feel shy. If children live with jealousy, they learn to feel envy. If children live with shame, they learn to feel guilty. If children live with encouragement, they learn confidence. If children live with tolerance, they learn patience. If children live with praise, they learn appreciation. If children live with acceptance, they learn to love. If children live with approval, they learn to like themselves. If children live with recognition, they learn it's good to have a goal. If children live with sharing, they learn generosity. If children live with honesty, they learn truthfulness. If children live with fairness, they learn justice. If children live with kindness and consideration, they learn respect. If children live with security, they learn to have faith in themselves and in those around them. Let me read that part again. If children live with security, they learn to have faith in themselves and in those around them. If children live with friendliness, they learn the world is a nice place in which to live. Following the promptings of the Spirit, as I was speaking, I heard children learn what they live. That wasn't in my journal. That just came from Spirit. Thank you. So, going back to the story about my little one, I don't have time. I tell my students in my courses all the time, I don't have time. I don't have time for niceties. I don't have time for fear. I don't have time. I've been through all of that. And it doesn't change anything. It's time for revolutionary love. The babies are watching. They're watching. So I have to show my little one that you ain't too much and you ain't doing too much. I have to live that. I have to embody that, which means I got to get out of my head and post that dang video. Quit editing it and just post it. 3 days. Do you know how many things Spirit has given me to share in 3 days while I was sitting there making it perfect? Gotta stop, Robin. Gotta stop. Children learn what they live. She is watching me. They are watching us. And they will learn what they live. They will learn what we live in front of them. So here's to you, baby girl. Mama's just gonna go ahead and be too much. I'm just gonna go ahead and do too much. It's not too much. It's just me being me. It's just me being, sharing the gifts that were given to me. And it's not too much. So, upsetting the setup. So to upset the setup, for me, one of the things that I do to upset the setup is ask myself questions. So here are some questions that I have for this particular setup. Who does my silence serve? Who benefits from me being inauthentic? Not myself. Who benefits when I play small or dim my light? Why am I afraid to be my true self? Who told me that I was too much? And why do I believe them? Or why don't I believe them? Who is the captain of my ship? The one who knows me best. The one who knows my sole purpose. Who is that? Who defines me? What other questions do you have for Spirit on that topic of doing too much? on that setup of doing too much. Okay, so ask your questions. Ask your questions of yourself, of your higher self, of your spirit team. Ask those questions. What does it mean? Doing too much. What does that mean to me? What does that look like? Why am I even thinking, ask your questions. And then go into meditation, stillness and silence, and get the answers to your questions. And then write them down. Write them down in your journal or capture them on a voice memo. That's what I use. I use both. And then stay connected. Stay connected to your source as you work through that setup, as you undo it, as you dismantle it, as you pick it apart. Stay connected to source, because that's where you're going to get the power you need to even ask the real questions, to get to the root. That's where you're going to get the power to hear and get the answers. That's where you're going to get the power to do the next part, which is act. You're going to act on the new information that you get from your session with yourself, with your higher self, with your spirit team. You're going to act on it. You're going to change your behavior based on the information that you get. The information. You're going to get information in alignment with spirit about doing too much. And then you're going to act on that. Upset the setup, doing too much, dimming your light. And you're going to act following the promptings of the spirit. Shout out to Ralph Smart, and we ain't even had breakfast yet. Ha! Sorry, Ralph, I don't want to steal your stuff. I'm going to change it. I ain't even had water yet, because I don't eat breakfast. I drink my water. But I hadn't even had my water yet. Spirit just started talking, started responding to me in my meditation. And then, after all of that was written down and I was prepared to share this, I heard our deepest fear. And so I was prompted, following the prompting of the Spirit. I looked up this poem by Marianne Williamson, Our Deepest Fear. And I'm going to close with that. I feel like my daddy. My daddy was a preacher. He used to be like, I'm closing now. I'm closing now. All right. Our deepest fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, soul family. It is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people the permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Bam. upset the setup of doing too much. Shine. I love you. I do. Peace.